Okay, so let's continue on. So nest an anchor element within a paragraph. So you can nest links within other text elements. So here we have a paragraph tag as an opening tag and a closing tag. And inside the paragraph tag, we not only have text, but we also have an anchor tag nested or within our paragraph tag, right? So we have an A tag here, which opens here. Here's the text inside of it, and then also the closing anchor tag. So let's go ahead and break down the example, and I'm actually going to type it up as we go through it as well, right? So we have a paragraph tag, and inside the paragraph tag we have some general text, right? Here's a, and then something for you to follow. Cool. Alrighty, so then the next part is that we actually are going to nest the anchor tag inside of our paragraph tag. And all nesting means is just place it within, right? So A, and that should be our link right there. And every single time we set up an anchor tag, we're typically going to have some kind of href. And so the href that we're going to be linking to in this case is freecodecamp.org. So let's go ahead and do that, freecodecamp.org, which in this case is just ... But what we also want to do is take the target and put it to blank, right? We don't want it so that way when we click on this target is equal to blank, that it's not just going to basically spaz out our page and redirect it to freecodecamp.org. We want that to happen in a new tab, right? And this is very typical what you'll do whenever you want a page where you want to still open up a link, some kind of resource for the user to view, but you don't want them to leave your web page. Okay, so then the href is an anchor attribute, right, which we already put in. And so the text inside of the tag, right, so the text that the user will click on is going to be link to freecodecamp.org. And so that's right here, right? So here's a link to freecodecamp.org. So anytime the user clicks on this over here, it will open up in a target equals blank, so open up in a new tab, freecodecamp.org. So let's go ahead and test that. Web page not found. Okay, so it looks like I have hit an error. And I'm willing to bet it's because I did not put the HTTP. So let me see, HTTP. And it's fine if you get errors while you're doing code. That's part of coding. It's just a matter of, seeing what you did wrong and trying to fix it. So let's go ahead and click it. And there we go. See, no errors. And so as we go through this, the final output should be, here's a link to FreeCodeCamp for you to follow. Right, and ours looks like that. The color is a little bit different, but that's just because of some styling rules that they may have here. And so don't worry about that too much. All we really care about is the functionality. When I click on this, does it go to a different new tab? It does. And also, it's nested within a paragraph tag. So not the entire sentence is going to be clickable. It's just this portion of the sentence. All right, so in order to pass this challenge, what we want to do is we are going to nest our existing A element within a new P element. So this is our existing A element, and we want to nest it. In other words, we want to put it inside of something. And the thing we wanted to put inside of is a new P element. So let's go ahead and do that here. Okay, so we went ahead and did that. The new paragraph should have text that says view more cat photos, where cat photos is a link and the rest is plain text. So what we said when we showed that example down here is we don't want the entire sentence to be a link. We only want the cat photos to be the link, but we also still want it to say view more cat photos. So we already have cat photos here, thanks to it being inside the anchor tag. So we want to go ahead and add our view more. And we should have view more cat photos. So one thing you'll see here is that spacing is kind of an issue, and we actually want to put the spacing in the paragraph portion of it. And the reason that we're going to put it in the paragraph portion and not inside this anchor tag is because that spacing will still be a link. And here I'll actually show you what that looks like. So if we put the spacing inside the A tag, you'll see here that that spacing is still technically a link. That's still part of the sentence you can click on, and it will open it up. This cute little cat. So whenever you want to have that good spacing, as far as your clickable, if you do want it that way, by all means. But typically, what you will want to do is have the spacing on the outside in the portion of it that's not clickable. Okay, and so let's go ahead and run the test, and that should run on through. And the only part that I really want to stress on is the word nesting, because for some reason when I was first starting out doing web development, the word nesting really did not click with me, and all it means is the inner and outer, right? So if I say paragraph text, and I say a link anchor tag, and I say href is equal to, and here's something else for you guys to learn. If you just put an octothorpe like this, it actually doesn't go anywhere. And this is really good for testing. So just go ahead and leave it like that. But all I want to really point out is that the anchor tag is nested within the paragraph tag. Cool. So if I also write in something like a tag, or anchor tag, and I write h2, and I write this is a header, right? The h2 is actually nested within the anchor tag. And the only reason it isn't blue right now or linked like that is because we didn't actually set up an href for our a tag. So if we go ahead and do this to the octothorpe again, you'll notice that it immediately turns blue because now this header is a clickable link because it's inside of the anchor tag. And of course, because it's an octothorpe, it doesn't go anywhere. So that's all I really want to point out is what really got to me was the word nesting. I didn't understand it, but all it means is something within another thing, right? So one element inside of another element. So again, let's just go ahead and run this test and bring that rain.